Don't be afraid if you work somewhere or play a role somewhere and it's very toxic and you decide to leave. It happens because ultimately during the shift in consciousness, you start to see it all. You start to see the unconsciousness in the company, the unconsciousness in the people, the suffering, the stress, the anxiety, and you decide to go. That's a very powerful step you're taking towards awakening. Your 9-to-5 job is not who you are. It is a role that we play as human beings. You may even notice if you have retired or came back from retirement. Why did you do that? Probably because once you retired, the joy of not having to get up and go to work every day maybe was wonderful for about a month, a week, a couple months, maybe even a year. But then the mind started up. What's next? Who am I without my role? So we tend to get confused with the roles that we play and identify ourselves as the role, not being able to let go of the role once it is past. Ultimately, what has to be done within yourself while doing these roles or having these roles or playing these roles is not completely identifying with it. I'm the senator of whatever. And you get bound up with that every day. You go and people need answers from you, and it just clings to you that that is your role, that is who you are, when it is not. You're much deeper than that. The presence of who you are is who you are, the consciousness that you are. So don't be afraid if you work somewhere or play a role somewhere and it's very toxic and you decide to leave. It happens because ultimately during the shift in consciousness, you start to see it all. You start to see the unconsciousness in the company, the unconsciousness in the people, the suffering, the stress, the anxiety, and you decide to go. That's a very powerful step you're taking towards awakening, not identifying yourself with a role, a 9-to-5 job or a career, whatever it may be. Once it has passed, you're able to let it go. Once the shift in consciousness has happened and you don't identify yourself with concepts. There are many people who are looking to quit working because they can probably, maybe they may not know it conceptually like I'm explaining it, that they have conceptually identified with the role that they play and believe that to be them, but they realize how insane it is. Yes, you have to work and do your things and earn and so on, but you don't have to be completely identified by it, causing stress, anxiety, worry. So occasionally, even if you're still working, take a moment to assess, if we will, the nature of who you are and align deeply with that. And you can continue working. It doesn't matter. It's okay. But it becomes okay when you recognize that your 9-to-5 job, your career is not who you are. Ultimately, you are not a thought, which is a thought when you identify with the conception of who you are as this role you play. Thank you.